Alright, hello everybody. It's currently 10:14 p.m. right now for me, but a couple hours ago, there was a manifesto published by Mapper. Perhaps, so if you don't know who Mapper is perhaps the most influential non-YouTuber member of the geoguessr community. He made maps such as A Diverse World, the most popular map not made by geoguessr, an urban world, tons of country maps. He's probably the most renowned mapper and one of the most renowned players in the game in general. However, recently he has started unpublishing his maps as he has not liked the new things that geoguessr has done to the game. To be honest, I don't like these new things either, but I'll get to that afterwards. But finally, a couple hours ago, this happened. He published this manifesto and deleted A Diverse World. Perhaps the biggest map ever made, just deleted within a second. This is a sad thing. A Diverse World is personally my favorite map. It was definitely a great map. But I do understand where he's coming from. And so, this manifesto is his reason as to why. And I'm going to read it through and I'm also going to give my take on the whole situation. I'm also going to put this down in the description so you can read it for yourself. So he says, notice, in the past year, the managers of geoguessr kept taking extremely bad decisions concerning the game's evolution. Their goal is clearly to increase the revenues as much as possible by inserting all kinds of cash-grabbing mechanism in the game. The terrible avatars are the most prevalent symptom of this race for more money. I agree. geoguessr is clearly trying to shove in your face how much they want to make money. Their avatar bundles are shoved in their face. But the problem is, everyone keeps going with it. For example, I feel like people are just kind of bending to geoguessr's will because, they make one bad update, good update, like for example the duels update or the World Cup. And I feel like people are giving them too much slack because if they make a good update, they can make a bad update. I don't think those should cancel out. It should be only good updates. And all the things that they're doing with the geoguessr with the main page, just to make the game playable, you have to have so many scripts, you have to use uBlock Origin to block out all the annoying pop-ups that show up. It's sad. Why is this happening? Because investors came in and started doing their usual crap. geoguessr started to make a lot of money in the past couple of years, hitting millions of euros in profits. They didn't need to find new ways to survive Google's API costs. They were already millionaires. Well, the sad thing about this is they didn't need to find new ways to survive Google's API costs. However, recently, what they did is they stopped all XP from maps other than ADW, ACW, and all geoguessr official maps. Now, why did they do this? First of all, to stop XP botting. So you, for example, spamming maps that you can get 25k in just to get more XP. But the thing is, it's not that. It's so that those are the people that are going to have tens of thousands of games played. And then that's going to cost them in the API. Because when you have tens of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of games played, that's what causes Google's API to charge you more, right? And so really they're trying to find even more ways to cut down their profits and make more money. And part of that was just completely cutting down the amount of XP you can make. So big maps like AIW or country maps don't give you XP anymore. That's very bad because some people don't like ADW or ACW, and now ADW isn't a thing anymore. Nevertheless, the greed took over, and they started pushing these useless avatars nobody asked for. I agree, I hate the avatars, little children, to implement this shameful shop and coin system likely to attract investors or because of investors to get their return on investment. The following article mentions a few of those investors from big companies such as H&M or Spotify who invested in geoguessr last year. And so this article you can see, but if we go to this article, it's not in English right now. I can translate. But yeah, geoguessr has been popping off and it's become a lot more commercial in the past couple of years, especially with the new World Cup. Avatars and associated cosmetics were only made for this with the goal to always get more and more money to feed investors' pockets. The so-called first World Cup, after they exploited the French World Cup, the GTWC, to get nice free advertising without any investment, yes, I agree, is also another way to promote the avatars by exploiting famous content creators and display many of the avatars on the dedicated page. I'm going to tell you guys, no matter how big of a channel I become, I'm never gonna make an avatar or make people pay to have my avatar. I think that's a stupid thing. I think that's things associated with games. I think that's a bad way. When you're a content creator and you're trying to get people to support you, people also have to get something in return. And I feel that with these avatars that don't even look good and don't add anything to the game, I don't think that that would actually give any return to the people supporting me. So, in a similar fashion, the idea of a purchasable avatar gear dedicated to content creators is another way to capitalize on them to incite more people into buying crappy cosmetics with completely made up rarity levels. The usual rare, epic, and other ranks in the game make no sense at all. Like, so you pay for a certain amount for rare and then epic? I don't know. I haven't even looked at these things. I'm going to be honest, I like to keep my distance from avatars. geoguessr's managers don't care about you anymore. Now they only care about your wallet. I personally cannot keep going with all this bullshit anymore. Consequently, I will remove everything I've done on this game in the near future, my account and all my maps, A Diverse World included. I deeply regret seeing this game, on which I spent countless of hours working on maps to improve the user experience, falling so low like this. For me, GeoGuessr is definitely dead. Thankfully, alternatives now exist. I'm studying the possibility to move some of my maps onto GeoHub, an open source game without all the bloat and microtransactions. It works well, though not perfect yet, and only runs on the monthly Google API for usage, meaning it may stop working at some point until the end of the month if too many people play. But it can be rehosted by anyone using their own API key, allowing a decentralized ecosystem to exist. Unfortunately, no alternative can stop the destroyed movement Google did on Street View. This moving gameplay experience is so bad, but at least the game looks like what GeoGuessr should have been: simple and efficient. Thank you to everyone for all the good times we spent on geoguessr together. It was fun while it lasted. P.S. Remember to cancel your pro subscription if you do not play anymore. They do not need your money to make avatar clothes. Update 2023-0708. Accounts and maps were deleted. Goodbye, geoguessr. It's sad reading that. No, I haven't even looked at this, the GeoHub, but I'll look at it after. But here's my way of thinking about it. What he said, GeoGuessr should have been simple and efficient. GeoGuessr is not like other games, and right now they're trying to make it like other games. For other games, you have completely made up worlds that you insert the user in. So, for example, you look at Fortnite, you look at Minecraft. Those are not real world. And so, thus, the fake things that you add to them, for example, Minecraft skins or whatever, or Fortnite skins or whatever, right? Those carry out into the fake world. But it's not like that for GeoGuessr, and the GeoGuessr devs have to stop brute forcing this upon us. You cannot add something fake like an avatar and cosmetics and then try to insert that into the real world, because GeoGuessr does not take place in a Minecraft world or a Fortnite map. It takes place in Albania, in Russia, in Brazil, in US, in Australia, all over the world. And so you can't try to mend the kind of imaginary fantasy worlds of video games and the kind of worlds, the avatars of those worlds. You can't mesh that with the real world. Obviously, they're not going to give us a person. So I think GeoGuessr should have done in order to make money is just try to bring more players to the game, bring a Google to get more GeoGuessr Pro subscriptions, and that's the way they could have made money, because ultimately they are a company, they don't need to make money. But I don't think forcing these avatars that don't mesh well with the game is a good idea. And I think Mapper would agree with me. So I'm going to keep making content. I'm not going to quit GeoGuessr, and I'm not going to go into GeoHub. But I think that GeoGuessr, I think the other way is GeoGuessr is also trying to feed into the new players that are going to be coming from all the giant collabs. We're doing the collab with Nike and everything. They're trying to feed into them and not the core player base, the player base that will always stay, which is the pro community, right? I'm a member of that community, although I might not be pro. I still am in all the Discord servers and all of that. Rainbow has brought so many people to that community, and now they just completely disregard that community. No NM, no NMPZ duels. And now Plonker Ranked is becoming big again. Now ADW is dying. And so, I think that though the players who play because they saw XQC play, they're not going to stay. They're going to come and they're going to go. But the pro players who spend hundreds of hours on their lives, the mappers who spend hundreds of hours on their life, are going to stay. But when you see them leave, that's not a good sign. GeoGuessr has to change. But for now, this is GeoGuessr's downfall.